Unclear identifier. Method create codes can be made static. Create background panel, cget render if the render is there. Create unique set quad. Vertices. Alright, so we need to like code this. So we need a void, create background panel. Alright, so I should fix that. X position will be equal to X. Whoops. My position is background panel Y. We don't need to create this like array structure, but it makes it look organized-ish. And we need to change these variables anyway. So this should create the quad. I'm going to have to take a look at our UV coordinates. Actually use the sprite manager class. Render doesn't exist. Render is just like a global object. It's always good. image file for some reason. We need to like add a class. Getting closer here. The base vertex index will be elements, graphics, data, background panel, dot, vertex index, indices index. I think that's right. No, I think it is vertex index. I need to add the UVs in the type. So the gamepad background panel will look like it's going to sprite maps. I didn't finish all of them. I still have to do this. Well, I'll be sitting in Blender for a little while, cutting up these sprite maps. Okay. I want the background panel to be this. want to use the shader to kind of change the colors of this panel, or that sprite. We should use the sprite sheet type thing. But this is how it's done manually. Need to get something loaded on the screen. It's 2000 for now, even though this could be a colliding type. If we run out of RAM, Blender will crash. I'm not allowed to save. The reason I saved this one is because I need to do this one. Okay. Get anything new? This is a breakpoint right here. Stop it. I don't think it did. It doesn't load it. Let's add. No, it should start right here. I don't think it's sensitive to view. Okay. When does it add this menu? sure it generates the whole same indices main. Yeah, it pushes them. How does it know how many indices there are? Does it use the count? It should. It binds them to the buffers, creates the buffers, binds them to the buffers. That's the two arrays of vertices and UV coordinates. Drop vertex buffer main, so it's dysfunctional. Yeah, whatever indices size that main is. So let's see, 2000. Let's go to a shader. I don't think the shader class is like good. It needs to be reprogrammed. Should just hit the else in the fragment shader. A lot of the step draws the text or the circles. Else out color is equal to 65%. Okay. The PC shader and the OpenGL shader are really different things. Let's try to make this. $2,000 is our. I don't like how I wrote this. Close it. It's 2,000 for now. 19999. The color will be 100%. Alpha seeable. Let's just do that. Okay, it's just simple enough. And it will just be red. Well, we should actually change it to blue, but whatever. I don't see a red thing. It should be a red square. What's its Z position? Let's make a Z position. test it in a Z position. Okay, that didn't do anything. I'm thinking it's drawing under the big quad. I might have to get rid of the big quad. I have to compile the PC here too soon. Let's change this to blue. Double check it's creating it. Kind of already did, but whatever. Break here, here, and like here. Hopefully some of these errors go away, because there's a lot of stuff. Need to fix the texture loader for the text, the regular texture loader. Something about the color text class. Should be with a lot of simple things. Yeah. Get rid of asset manager showing up in the PC version because it doesn't know what it is. It doesn't need it, it just uses fread. I don't know, keep breaking inside of this. We should fix the way this works. But we kind of need to know about how this code works for that to be fixed. Dang it, it's like a mess with the text rendered. It created a... Alright, so we're inside this create background panel, so it starts creating a vertex index. Can we see what it is for? Okay, good. It's not supposed to be 4, it's supposed to be like higher. I want to click the call stack. So it does this really early on, so it is 4. Okay, that's right. That's what INIT renderer goes into this. Okay, so it does this part. Defines the UVs. Pushes everything back. These look at the right numbers for the indices. Looks like the right numbers for coordinate stuff. I need to write these in Android style. Got A out, not printf. Printf doesn't do anything in Android. Thankfully, it doesn't crash it. Yeah, but we don't see our thing. And the FPS is updating, so like that's a good sign. I think it should be somewhere here. Let's try to comment out the big box. I think it's these first. I hate how this is. Actually, let's go back on that. This is here for testing reasons purposes. What's the type on this? 0? It's just 0. Whatever. That makes it confusing. Need to fix that. So manually you would add stuff to the renderer or to the OpenGL, yes. You made the vertices, the UVs, and then send them to the BBO and EBO using a vector. That way it's nice and updatable. Okay, so we got rid of that quad. But where's our quad that we had? What is this thing? Why is there just like slop right there? This pipeline, the thing, tilde, and half a box. It's probably a full box, but for some reason cut it off. Let's see what would happen if we would not add in-game pad. So the in-game pad is the only one that's really adding stuff and test objects, but we have to sit here and like play this crazy game with it. Yeah, so it is rendering it. It's just not doing it right. Because that crazy stuff was the gamepad. What the hell? Okay. So we know it's drawing it like here. Let's look at the type. It would be nice to have more attributes and tell it where the center of the quad is. But I think I'd do that somehow. Like I send it inside this parameter. These two last parameters. That has some uses, but I mean, look, under like 4 parameters, they're like 16 for like really cool stuff to happen. So type is 2000. So it is being sent to the W. but why? Is it stupid? If W positions less than this and greater than that, else if all this. Oh, it's because we picked a bad number. We picked it in between this and it hits this line of code and renders it out as text. So let's pick 22,000. Why? Because it's just easier to add a 2 in front. And it's kind of like farther away from stuff. Let's see, we should just get a blue quad. Oh no, green quad, sorry. So we got it. Kind of got it. Now, the width and the height are aspect ratios or something. How would we do this? Okay, when we run catalog and we click stuff, yeah, it does pointer down. What if I press stuff? I'm pressing it with my hand, kind of around the green block, yeah. So we know where the coordinates are. I forget. Okay, so if we draw the quad full screen, how do we draw this full screen? Do we want to draw it full screen? Remember all these joystick, all these gamepad ideas, like you could move it around, and that's the thing, you need like a really basic one to work off of, and then like, but then you need to like redo the whole thing. That's crazy. Starts at -1. If it was 2, we take up the whole screen. But then we would need to render it in the shader or create the shapes. Oh, it's a nightmare. Okay. Let's do it like this for now. Let's just say the X is start at -1, just like the whole screen. Or 0.9. So take up the whole screen. Y will be start at, I want to say -0.5, like half of the bottom of the screen or something. And these will be, the width will be 1.8, 80% or something. So it's 60%. If it's -9, we need it to be to -9. Yeah, so that adds up to that. And then this would be 0.45. So it's just like not take that last 10% or 5%, whatever. So I did it before in the shader. Now I'm kind of doing it by quads. After that, let's add button right. Now let's just get the I/O to work. It's like all these cool features, and they're all forked right here. But the problem is there's no. Okay. Why didn't the green thing change? So what we do, make some notes. So this is just for the button screen controls. The button screen controls will just take care of everything for now, in terms of pressing stuff on the screen. So that should get us there. Alright, that's what that did. It's not exactly right here like I planned. And that video was funny. It's all trying to explain to me. Features are not game design features. It's like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. What I wanted to do is have a thing like this. Oh yeah, that means to draw a wireframe. Actually, not like that, but more like, alright, more like this. Now, so there'd be still space here, kind of around, and you don't want to hit right here, so that's where the buttons are. On some devices, depending on how you rotate it, the button's over here. Or something. I think I got those wrong. I think this thing goes there. Oops. Okay. Let's move that down. So, let's see if we started. If the device is bigger though, So I want to test it on the bigger device that doesn't have Perl. So what would it be? 1.5? Let's just try that. Kind of. It's like doing relative locations and like stupid math. What? Used to be down more. Why is it already -1? Oh. Minus. Okay. Okay, that makes a little more sense. Like, that's our gamepad. This thing can be like a joystick thing. And a plain button thing. Just like switch it off and on. But I think what we should start with is fucking just plain old stupid. Don't want to worry about the bullshit. I think I need to use a different mouse. I got a new mouse. I don't know why I didn't plug it in yet. I might. Just like, who cares? It doesn't rotate the triangle. That's stupid. Maybe have a start button later there. And a menu button or whatever you call it. I don't know what these two dots are, but who cares? That'll just be like indicators or something that I won't want to code. But they'd be good like debugging indicators. Alright, let's just draw try to draw this side. For some reason my mouse just goes into terrible mode. I'm getting hell. Maybe I need a real mouse pad. Alright. Let's just draw the first one. We'll sort of set it up here. So the width will be 0.2, 0.2 for now. I'm not going to touch that, but we'll just relative coordinates this. Plus we should have a relative button width. I should parse it out from the text file and then pull it in. I'm getting it. So I could do all this other crap, but in order to use the asset manager within Android and have a modifiable good file system, that'll be a lot of fun. I think we're renaming buttons here. Why is this called D? It should be A. For some reason I did it this way. I don't know why. I'll figure that out later. I just need to get another quad on the screen. And this should be minus, not plus. Create for button quads, create background panel. Create like this needs to be separated as much as humanly possible. It's just like so garbagey. It's not. We will copy paste this. Because, and of course we could pass in parameters and do it a bunch of ways, but I'm just going to do it like as stupid as possible. Okay, what color was it? It's like red. Let's make 2300. Start like doing these things maybe. Semicolon here. This. I knew it was going to end up being stupid, but I can make it simpler. Of course, this can be done by like iterative loops or something, but then you don't naturally see what's going on in your head. Coding it, okay. So there needs to be like a garbage spaghetti version. Alright, so we did this. The UV coordinates are still this. Might have to change this, but whatever. We're not even using the UVs right now. We need to actually use this create button. Did we even declare it here? No, obviously not. So we're gonna have to do a lot of repeat here. We need to get done with this. We need to just get the basic working and move on to the next interface panel. Just get all the interface panels done. Okay. See what happens. I coded the shader to accept that type really quick. So if the position W, which is the type, VV type, okay, that's where we got it. It went up instead of down. So I guess I got the negative part wrong inside the constructor. I was trying to be smart and outsmart it, but it outsmarted me. This should be plus. So because the relative will change, I think, based on aspect ratio later when I try to normalize it with the screen resolution. And like it'll look like this. It'll be the Y and the X. Oh no, the height. We'll also have the relative calculation, but they both need, I think, the relative calculation later. Just for now, or the width, yeah, for now, whatever. I could show the one I have where like I use the shaders and I just hard-coded the mouse positions. Okay, so I went up now instead of down. Great. So the X is correct, the Y is incorrect. So I think this was correct. What's not correct is using this, the height. So when it inputs the height, it's supposed to go down. Okay, let's just, should we just negate the height or subtract it? Or start the Y position down times 2. There's like multiple ways of doing it. Go like that. Just do it the most crappiest way. Well, it's kind of where it's supposed to be. Well, not really. It's actually like really stupid. It's supposed to be 2 things down. It's actually where this top one is supposed to be. Yeah, I remember doing this before, and it's like, this is slow-ass process. Because then you have to get the coordinates, and we do this relative stuff. So let's just add the relative. This is actually relative offset from the panel. It's getting stupid and convoluted already. Because I want to subdivide this. This value's here for like no reason right now, but it kind of has a reason. Alright, let's just make another button after another run, just to see where it's going to be at, and then just add another button. No, that's terrible. Because it's not like centered. It should be actually the right button. So let's just like hard code it for now. So 9. 5. It's just a guesstimated guess. I need to find out what the center is and then subtract it from the others. Smart move. Copy paste. Should just mass produce this code faster. Here we do the setup. Change here is X. change it to 0.1. Trying to do as simple as possible. I think I had the right idea before how to do it. Make this simple. This just sends it to graphics card. Not all the way though. It has a geo buffer thing later. We will need an update maybe, but we're not going to really move the quad. We can later. Just get the positions to update. And then call the function to create the new quad objects. It's going to be a really spaghetti-ish file. This doesn't look like anything we wanted. They're not far away enough. Like this is a little bit too far from the side. Let's just leave it with these type of values. I like these values. Just don't like how it looks, but that's like, who cares? That's all fixed later. Bullshit. Just make another button. These are like the relative keys. I guess they could be remapped, but I think my system will support remapping with hash maps or map type. Maybe it won't, who knows? But it should. So this is where it gets, okay, what's the value between 4 and 1? Plus 5, 2, 5, it's 2, 5. What's the, so this, 0.23. Really, this needs to be like written like this. You can see what I changed. I'm just gonna skip all the routine steps to do this out of order, so it's done. Once the buttons are open to the PC version. This could be parameterized pretty easily, but I want to do little custom tests. Be a little bit trouble. Alright, let's see how our other button turned out. Now, so there could be also like the top trigger buttons. There's also bottom trigger buttons. Alright, so we have one little mishap, and it's the Y position. I knew something would go wrong. I'm actually surprised it looks okay. Alright, a Y position, which is not that bad. Actually, it's going to change to this being 0. And this being -3. And will it collide? Maybe. Who knows? Damn it. 2.5 then. They could be like on top of each other a little bit, but it just like looks unprofessional. Okay. And see how the aspect ratio screws that up, even though this is the relative distance from this, same. Stupid. Alright, to fix it, you can't. You have to like make it relative. Either squeeze the buttons or whatever. Alright. Make sure comments are kind of right. Still looks like a bunch of really fucked up chaos, but whatever. Just easier to kind of read. It's still really bad to read. Down can be crouch or some other crap. So it's fun figuring out what it can do. Let's see in shader tool if I could. Do a little S experiment. Am I allowed to put URLs in here? I guess I'll find out. It'd be nice to get all these uniforms. I like how it just like dies. It just does that. HLSL. I would screw it up. It'd be like shader code is an HLSL. The most efficient approach is to assign distance fields. I don't want to though. Okay. I wanted to use lines, but do that part later. Let's just see if this runs. What will it do? Oh, it did it. It does look like a mess. I'm saving this. It just looks like weird shit. But at least it's like round. Now I'm going to tag this S letter SDF gamepad button. And then I'm going to make a new one. You're absolutely right to suspect the coordinate system for the angle logic. Breaking apart happens because arctan y returns values range from pi to pi, negative pi to pi. Robust arc SDF. Okay, yeah. You could just see mathematically what's wrong. It's just like. I was doing like this but by hand before, but doing it both by hand and with AI is kind of gives you more. Yes. I don't know what the symbol is, but it looks like a broken infinity sign, a number 8, and Chanel. It's awesome. It'd be a good loading thing. Alright, so it doesn't know how to draw us, right? So, whatever. We'll just move on. We might use that later, but who knows. Yeah, so that's a good way to prototype. Some shitty device. Okay, here we need to get the Y position right. So it's the button width plus the button width plus the button width, so like 6. Let's just minus 6. It might be too much though. And we might render off screen. Okay, let's create the button. We'll try and do this knob stuff too later. Joystick and gamepad are kind of the same thing, and they're not. And then USB devices to have 2 mouses. Something same, not. Change that real quick. Okay. This will be a garbage. Done. Here's really need to get to PC version. My battery's running out, and I need to eat like a lot because this requires potatoes and red beef for this to work. Pressing a bunch of buttons on the keyboard and staring at the screen is like better when you're playing video games, not making them. Alright, so we've done nothing. No, I forgot to code the shader, I think. I didn't even include the other type, so there's actually 2 problems here. It's funny how I actually like coding in both Notepad++ and Android Studio because of how the highlights. We both have different highlights, so it just kind of tricks the brain into loving what the eyeball is getting. Here you could have that nice fast feel, and here you could have a nice slow, like, help me feel. And it's all Windows' fault. I know I'm running out of hard drive space. I did buy a new hard drive, but not for this computer. It's like, I want to buy like 4 terabytes and some 10 terabyte drives. I'm just, say screw it. But that'll cost like rent. Let's modify the shader again. I'm gonna need like 2 of these because we added 2 more buttons. We just didn't take care of ourselves last time. Okay, fix that. So the individual buttons have a shader code. What we didn't do, let's make good use of this variable. So we need to find this VB type thing. Be like, why is this being set to the same crap? And it's like a constant. Everything that's a constant is sort of bad. So there should be like 5 of these LSIFs in the shader, really. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why isn't there 5? This is where this helps. 2,600. 26,000. Yeah, we need another one. So actually there was 2.2 errors because one of them was a replica. So that should take care of that. Like, not a little code changes, just really basic crap. It rendered on top of the other one and then it crashed. What the fuck? Wow. That was inexplainable. No, it's because I didn't, what? How did it render that one twice? It's something fucked up. I need to put gamepad button. I didn't finish doing this. No, it is down. I did do this. Okay, I did this. I never called this function wrong. What the fuck? What didn't it like? Catalog should have told me though. It said, I missed what it said. Utility render main. Get a cert error. Something with OpenGL. The way I sent something to it. Alright, so now we have these buttons, but why are these two? This one's way too low, but that's expected because I didn't. Okay, why are these two like light and these two dark? I'm just like, what the fuck? Z position maybe? We made this one first, this one second, this one third, and this one fourth. Let's go clean some stuff up and then. Alright, how many comments here? Alright, SS. No, they're not. Okay. Clean this. Alright. This is way too low. 0.4? I don't know, just I guess. I still want to figure out why that's shader button. 1, 1, 1, and 1. So the shaders are exactly the same. The Z positions should be the same too. Okay, we changed that from 6. 6 was too low. Let's just try 5. It's probably 5. It's probably some really stupid value. It's always like the stupidest thing. The pause button is just like garbage, trash, trailer behind a train and tractor. That looks kind of wrong, but whatever. This one looks like, what the hell? Like, what the hell? Why are they different? Okay. These look opaque. Let's throw them in front. I know why, because the problem is they're on the same plane as the gamepad UI. And we didn't define a Z position because we are ignorant. That's okay. Make Z 0. I want to make it 0.01, but for some reason I think 0.02 is a better value. Okay, let's just define these and then figure out what the logistical truth or false narrative is. Okay. Go back and forth and just copy paste these in here so we have a different way to set these. There's an invisible tab. It's like it'll render the text differently, I think, if we're on Android Studio or Notepad++ about the invisible tabs. Invisible tabs are a special thing. Python and especially SSH. Like when you're copy pasting stuff out of SSH, like a make file, you will notice it deprecates the tabs and turns them into some other form of garbage. And then you are frustrated for hours why you cannot compile something. And that ends up being the stupidest thing in the world. Yeah, so that's why, like, I hate Python. Is they're using tabs as a language compilation runtime feature, and they're idiots. Yeah, because when there's text manipulation problems between the OSs and the language is defined upon them, kind of screwed the user with the secret way. I don't know, maybe I'm just making all this up, or maybe I actually know what I'm talking about because I'm awake in the morning. It's a lot of sleep. But yeah, Mac and Windows have a difference in line endings. /n/r. And I believe also Windows and Linux have the same issue. And never go away thing. Some new FTP text. I don't know what you're doing, but you have to like know which mode it's in. Alright, so we're setting this Z coordinate too, that's a dynamic. It's like annoying, we have to make all these things work, and there's actually 3 more things, but alright, we still have this issue with the transparency. I have no idea why. I think it's the Z position. We are passing it in. Thankfully I added it before I copy pasted all that. Let's see how the vertex shader calculates this. It like does stuff. The vertex, oh shit. I don't like that though. The file pop-up thing, fancy Windows programming thing. I guess the position, it just puts it. It uses the projection matrix actually. But still though, Z is just being set right there. So what if we change Z position z equals 1. We have to add it though too, so but we have to, because it's like if we don't now, we'll be hurting like later for some reason. Because like we're gonna have to code the other panels too, and it's like, what if we want to change the background panel and update it? Of all our panels. And we've copy pasted this like static spaghetti code, and this is where it's actually like growing itself, being a dynamic, just from the inference of my brain. Okay, so like the y, this is what, no, why is button right z equal to this? Where in the button, Android button, oh, it's supposed to be this, okay, here it's supposed to be this. Okay, we need to create background panel. Float Z position. So it'll set that to 1, right? Background panel Z is equal to 1. Change the value. Okay, let's just run this just to see what the choke point is, or the checkpoint. We need to look at the checkpoint. Alright, we still have the same dumb result. Don't know why. Don't know why our transparency or whatever render is showing that. So what we have to do is scream and kick and shout and stuff. Throw a tantrum. And the tantrum is the shader's fine. Why is the Z position stupid? That one's 0.1. This one's 1.0. So would this be in front? Like it should be drawing it in front or the back. Like it should just draw over it, I guess. But maybe calling is not enabled. Like, what the hell? Like this text is being drawn over this triangle. Or, yeah. I really don't want to fix this right now. But it's just like, why? Can't believe we're having this issue. Like this is the stupidest thing. We should just try it on the PC. Just get the PC to work now. Forget about why. But look at that. Why is these two different from these two? It's the same. We did the same exact thing. Maybe because they're inverted. But these aren't inverted. These two aren't inverted. Or they're being drawn twice. change the color of them. Alright, let's just do the PC version, and I'll just have that in queue, thinking. Alright, the stupidest thing, these dumb errors. No, we don't need asset manager. Oh, it's just a mountain of garbage. Okay. Text render class. I believe I have it prepped here, ready to be fixed. Yeah, it's this thing. So the entire class in 2 files. Here it is. Only having the code a certain way for Windows, not only a certain way for Android. Let's just run this real quick. Try to compile it, get the other errors. Yeah, so Text render class. I think render gets an error. Yeah, render has this other error. First, we should just complete what we're doing in this file. So 27. I mean, 372. What is this? Is this going to get blocked out? No, this will not be blocked out. This block out, or we will block out though. I kind of want to put this into here, put it into the PC block. Okay, let's just define the Android block. This is the PC block now, and you have to look at the regular PC block that was. Okay, so we're gonna make this the Android block too, and give the PC block a different version of this, just simply because this is dumb. This is the one. We got another version of this loaded? Yeah. Should close this. It cause problems. Okay, this is the. Damn it. Ugh. I need this version. So in the other one, I just modified the fuck out of it. I just said, who cares? This loads with the file name. And it uses this to be like crap. Which I could just get rid of. I need it to load though. Let's just take two of these. This one, it will be just load file name with asset manager. renderer, and right also it does. And text field class needs some sort of support. Now let's fix this crap. Like, why is this like really dumb? Get rid of the warnings. Get rid of the warning. If it's 0, it's successful. Vulkan style. Alright. We might need this later, but I don't think we really need this. Okay. This is really a part of this. Shit, get rid of this. Alright, now we need to go to renderer. It would be nice to just suppress all these warnings. Alright, so we have a little bit to go. We first need to fix the renderer. I think I can fix the text color class thing fast. I know what the problem is now. It's the C++ file not being included. But that's like, who cares? Okay, this is where the magic happens. A lot of magic happens here. Here's the magic with the shader loader. Here's the magic with the PC shader loader. It's both the same class, but like it ends up being this like ugly spaghetti thinger. But I guess first you do it with this and clean it up more, or it never really gets cleaned up. Whatever. Close though. As long as the error is not within renderer. Text field class doesn't have some object created. I don't know why I got messed up. That's really the thing that bugs me. It's like, why did this get messed up? It shouldn't have, but it did. What a stupid error.